99% of freelancers fail on Upwork, not because they don't have the skills, but because their applications and profiles get ignored. Don't worry, I've been there, and since I've landed some very high paying contracts and worked in so many projects that pay thousands and thousands, and today I aim to show you exactly what I did, what worked for me, so that hopefully you can replicate in whatever industry you're in. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Analyst Riad. I'm a consultant data analyst, and for the past 12 months, I've earned over $40,000 on Upwork, and today my aim is just to help you move from point A to point B, hopefully earning more money as a freelancer. So if this sounds good to you, hit the like button and let's get into it. So first section, we want to optimize your Upwork profile. So when you go on Upwork, on the top right, you should click on your icon in here and you click on your profile. It will take you here. And this is a major selling point for yourself. So on your profile, you should have a few things very clear. A nice headshot of yourself, a simple picture of yourself on the background or something not too cumbersome so that we can clearly see your face, a nice smile or not, that completely depends on you. You can reuse your picture that you have on LinkedIn, for example, on Upwork, so that works. You need to clearly state who you are, basically your skills. For example, for me, it's data analyst, data scientist. For you, it could be marketer, thumbnail designer, video editor, machine learning engineer, AI something, whatever. Then the description is very important. And in the description, I follow a simple framework that one of my friends has put in place that I'm going to share with you now. And I will link his LinkedIn in the description below so that you can reach out to him and he can share it with you. But this is what I use, basically just stating what I do, giving a brief summary of who I am and what I've built, and then sharing the toolkit, all the tools that I use, my statistics, if you have some statistics of freelance projects you've done before, or even full-time jobs that you worked on, what you'll offer to the clients by working with you, how do you stand out. And some testimonials, if you had a few before, it doesn't harm to add them in here. And about me section, just to say, okay, who you are, basically, not just the freelancer part, but who you are. Some people might be interested in it. So this is the framework that I got from my friend Bilal Asif. I'm gonna share with you the link to him, or you can see it in here, that you can reach out to him on LinkedIn and he'll be happy to share it with you. I hope he doesn't mind, but I've used his, so I'd rather just give credits where they are. And this framework is called the client framework. And basically it's exactly the one that I just showed you that I use and that you could use yourself. And if you don't have that much of experience already as a freelancer or you haven't done much work, I suggest that you start there, do a few projects, a few samples, so that you can showcase them to clients. But anything that you've done, it will be interesting to put it and showcase all the value that you can bring to the table. Next is search like a pro. And a lot of people, when I see how they search on Upwork, they miss out on the power of the search tool that they have in here. Let's say we look for digital marketer, and let me show you how I would approach this. So first, we see a lot of jobs in here. We can see payment verified. We can see the number of stars, how much money the person spent. We can also see the country. And at the bottom, we can see the number of proposals, how many people applied, and how many freelancers are needed for this specific project. So what I would usually do is that we have these filters on the left. I will avoid the clients that have no hires because I want someone that already worked with freelancers, they know what they're doing. So that's the first thing that we can remove. Also, we want a client that has payment verified, and that's one of the minimum requirements. So we don't want someone that didn't even verify their bank account on Upwork. And then obviously we can play around with, if you want long projects, short projects, how many hours you want to work. But usually I don't bother too much with that. I just leave it as it is. To get a higher chance of getting the people to see your profile, I would usually go for the jobs that have a number of proposals that is very low, so that you know that you're just one of 10 people that they're gonna look into, and that gives you one chance out of 10 to stand out, So for example, now we filtered in here, we can see this job has less than 10 proposals. The client only spent $400, which is not much. Usually I would go for clients that have spent some money already. I would advise to go on a higher number, usually. Depends on the kind of project. For example, data projects that I work on as a data analyst, you find clients that have even millions spent in the platform. So for example, here we can see this one, they need a PPC expert. They have 4.5 stars, so 4 stars above is good. They spent 80K, Israel, only 5 to 10 applicants, and the budget is 1,500. So if you feel like you fit here, even if it's just 60-70% of it, then apply for it. One thing that I also would like to add a tip, when you click on a job at the bottom, you can see if the client is active in here, and you can see last viewed by client 4 weeks ago. So this one, clearly we didn't look at the top, it said 2 months ago. We don't want to apply for them. We want to apply for things that are very recent. So if you see that everything is old, we can just adjust our filtering a little bit, and we might start to see 52 minutes ago. So if you're interested, apply for it. But I like to look at the bottom to see when did the client last view this, because if they posted 3 days ago and last time they saw us 3 days ago, it's a big waste of time, because you know that they just posted and they just left. You want them to be active, and ideally you want them to be interviewing, or they are taking action. Okay, and this way you won't have to outbet anyone when applying. You just apply normally. You don't have to apply to too many jobs either, because you need connects to apply, which costs you a little bit of money. So when you apply, you can see at the top that this proposal will cost you 8 connects to apply for it. Some jobs even require 20. So you don't have an indefinite amount of connects, you'll have to pay for them. So that's why when you're strategic, you put all the chances on your side to get your client to see your application, and we'll see later how to make it stand out. If you're enjoying the video so far, remember to give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel massively. Thank you for doing it. Next is how to write a killer proposal. And in here, I'm just referencing here one of the free PDFs that I've created on landing data jobs in the UK. And in this section, I talk about how to write proposals. And you see that we have 2 here, and one that I used for smaller projects. It was basically just a quick intro and just sharing a few links. I managed to get going the conversation with the client. And one that had more in-depth intro, what do I do, why I'm a great fit, what tools do I use, my results that I got before. And this one, it was because it was a long contract and for a long period, and that's the one I'm working at the moment. And this one needed for me to go into the details, because they needed someone experienced in BI, and especially in recruitment, and I dove into the topic. So what I suggest is introducing yourself briefly, but then jumping on how you would solve the problematic for the clients. So usually, if you don't want to go too much into details, you just say, hey, I'm Anas, I am a digital marketer. Here's how I would solve the main 3 problematic that you face and how I did it before with these tools. And then share your LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever platforms where you have your work, and that's all. You just show, hey, this is who I am, this is how many years I've done it, how I can solve exactly your problem, and here is some of my social channels so you can see what I'm doing, and that's all. So it depends. If it's a small project, I will not dig too much into it. If it's something that is just a small project like I had initially when I just started, I was just going like this on a surface level. But obviously, even this one, now that I look at it, I would add 3 bullet points explaining how I already solved the problematics that they're facing, and that's why I am the perfect fit for that specific job. So yeah, I have this PDF. If you're interested in, I will just share it in the description below. It's completely free, and it can show you other things about the skills in demand, ace the interviews, you know, some tips that I learned from career coaching. This is tailored mostly for the UK, but you could find something interesting in it. Also, one interesting point in when you apply for proposals on Upwork is to add a short video. So on Upwork, if I remember, they give you the option to do it in there, or you could make your own video and attach it via Loom or something, just as a link as well. And clients, they do like that. It shows the human side of you, and you can just briefly state who you are, how many years of experience do you have, what you've done before, and how you will solve their problem. 90 seconds, 60 seconds, 40 seconds, very quick, gives an insight, and it shows them that you're willing to do the extra step. You'll be surprised how much of an impact it does, because a lot of people just don't do it. So how can you stand out? So two things I will mention here. The first one is to send a quick video introduction of yourself and how you can solve the problematic of the client. I have here two stories that I can share with you. The job that I'm at now and one job that I didn't get. So the first job, the one I'm at now, I did apply on Upwork. I sent a nice proposal. It was very detailed. And I also sent a video of myself explaining exactly how I did solve the same problem before and how I would approach it. And I got an answer the next day from the COO of the company who interviewed me, and then we took it to the next stage. And the second one, the one that I didn't get, I sent them a video of me doing a demo project of something similar to their industry, and I explained to them how I would solve it, and I showed them a solution. It was a very small solution, but one that took me 1 or 2 days to work on. And they were really excited. They gave me the interview, but I ended up not getting the job later on in the interview process. But all of them, when I send them a video, they're all appreciative. And even if they don't give me the job, they always send me a nice note explaining why they didn't give me the job, because they appreciate the effort put into making a video. You don't have to make a project necessarily, but that video helps you stand out. Second thing is doing a demo project. And this one has helped me land the job where I'm at now. It was a demo project that took me over 8 hours to work on, and I had zero guarantees that I will get the job. But I still went after work. At the time I still had a job, and I was going to a coffee shop 2-3 hours every day to do that demo for the clients. They were really happy, and then they gave me an offer all within a week. So sometimes I know it can be draining, and I don't tell you to do a demo for everyone, but if you feel like that job, you really want it, then going the extra mile always helps. I've had experiences where a demo didn't help, but one, you end up learning more about a certain industry. Two, you get more practice, especially if you're entry-level junior, that's still okay. And three, if you get it, then you're super happy because you send a video and you do a demo, you already stood out 99% compared to the others. And lastly, outside of Upwork, you would be interested if you have some portfolio, a LinkedIn profile that is optimized, a GitHub page if you're technical, so that you can link them to your proposals and clients can go and look. There's nothing better than a client finding you on Upwork, looking at your proposal, watching your video, then going on LinkedIn and GitHub and seeing that you're super active. It shows so much trust and credibility that you can't even imagine. So it's worth having a small portfolio on the side. If you're a designer or a marketer, anything, just have a simple web page or a landing page or a LinkedIn profile or Instagram page where you share your art and link them to your proposals. So when the client looks at it, they can see the creative side of you and the other side of you, which is more human. Not just a person applying through Upwork, but a real human being that has a passion for what they do and they're looking to apply and get that job. So quick recap. Optimize your profile, learn how to search like a pro, write a killer proposal, and then learn how to stand out by adding an extra video or doing a demo project. And if you're interested in optimizing your profile on LinkedIn and learning how to write content that will give you visibility and authority, I made a full video masterclass a few months ago. I will link it just here for you. It will show you step by step how to start on LinkedIn and how to stand out. I hope you enjoy it.